Isn't it? The Sunrise text line has been blowing up with messages from frustrated viewers who've been hit with rental increases in the wake of the federal budget. It comes despite the government claiming current landlords shouldn't be affected by changes to negative gearing as their properties are grandfathered, meaning because they bought it before the budget, old rules apply. So why are you paying more each week and what are your rights as a renter?
For more, we're joined by Sally Tyndall, Data Insights Director at Canstar. Great to have you with us. So the government predicted a rental increase of just $2 per week. Our viewers are saying otherwise, anecdotally. Why do you think this is happening?
Well, rental market is in a pressure cooker and there's lots of pressure points here. One of the most obvious ones is obviously the rate hikes that we've had since 2022. If you think about it, if you take in the doubles and minus the cuts, we've had 17 standard rate hikes in that time period. Rents have been accelerating since that point because landlords are paying extra interest to their bank and they're trying to claw some of that back from, their tenants. But also vacancy rates on the ground at the moment, near anemic, I'd say. So anything about 2.5% is healthy. But look at them. Adelaide, 1%. Perth, 1.2%. It's really just soul-destroying because your landlord might hike up your rent, but you've got very little alternatives. You can't exactly up and move because it's expensive, but where are you going to move to? Everything's expensive and there's not much to choose from. So
you're saying that anyone who's had their rent increased in the last couple of weeks, it's not because of the budget? So
the federal budget is adding another layer to it, obviously, because, a lot of people are looking at it going, OK, I'm only allowed to increase the rent once a year. I don't know what lies ahead. There's a lot of uncertainty here created by the federal budget, even if I already own the property, but also, created by the uncertainty of how many more rate hikes we might get. I'm just going to hike it up just to cover myself because they're only allowed to do it once a year. And this is a good rule. Let's be clear. It helps give renters certainty. You don't want the threat of your landlord hiking your rents up willy-nilly. And so in most states and territories, landlords are only allowed to hike once a year. The exception here is Northern Territory. It can be twice a year. They've got to give you a minimum of 2 months' notice. Exceptions here, Victoria, you get 3 months. In Northern Territory, it's just 30 days. But knowing your rights there is the first step to standing your ground.
What options do you have in terms of timing? Like if you get notified that your rent is going to go up and probably you can't afford it, and you want to stay, essentially, what rights do you have?
OK, well, you should get that 2 months' notice, but start moving as soon as you get that rental increase and think about your options. But first of all, check that your rent is competitive and fair. Check that the rental increase is fair. New South Wales has got this great website called Rent Check. You can see what comparable properties are in your postcode, but you can also go onto real estate or you can go onto Domain, see what other properties are going for. Then think about exactly how much more you can afford. Ideally, you want to be able to start negotiations with your landlord, but ideally meet them in the middle if you can, if you still think that's fair. So start a little bit lower than the middle and then you can hopefully negotiate your way up. Think about all the reasons you're a fantastic tenant. Think about all the reasons why your property might not be worth the money that they are asking for and open up those conversations. I would say open them up by phone. It is so much more personable doing it face-to-face if you can or over the phone. But then, of course, get it in writing as well. You want everything written down because the clock is ticking as soon as you get that notification. Say in New South Wales, if you want to take it to the tribunal, which is kind of like your last resort, it's your break glass in case of emergency kind of resort. But if you want to take it to the tribunal, you've got 30 days from that first rental increase notice.
From the notice.
From the notice.
Yeah, even if you negotiate.
And it does vary from state to state, so it's really important to get across the rules.
Yeah. OK. Sally, thank you.